Advent continues. This is our third Sunday in Advent as we head towards Christmas. And so far, we have together read several parts of the Christmas story. And we have thought together about how the story teaches us about welcome. George Fox, in a letter to friends who are engaged in ministry, exhorts all friends to walk cheerfully over the world, answering that of God in everyone. He continues on to say that it is through this recognition of God in others that we will be blessed by God. In other words, we encounter the living Spirit by encountering other people. And it has been this idea of welcoming that we have been engaged with this Advent season. We have been working on how to welcome God through welcoming others, and how to do this work with the great courage of Mary and with the humbleness of Joseph. But today's reading reminds us about the angel of God, that mystical celestial being that is filled with fear-inducing joy, and also glitter and tinsel, and great proclamations of hope and triumph. And this week, I began wondering, what does it take to welcome God among us? Part of the answer to that is that we must welcome each other. But I think that part of it also has to do what is happening inside of us. There's a spiritual component to welcome. It is a spiritual practice. And where better to find guidance for this spiritual practice than to turn to the angels of the story, those purely spiritual beings. I have to admit to all of you that I can be pretty insufferable during the Christmas season. I am so filled with Christmas cheer that I'm sure I annoy people around me every day. You can just ask Sharon, our wonderful office manager. She's had to listen to me singing "la la la" in the office all week long. It would be okay if I could actually sing, but I can't. I know that I can be annoying with my Christmas spirit. But in truth, the spirit of Christmas, it isn't just about the fa la laing, right? The songs and the Christmas trees and the stories that we tell at Christmas time. The Christmas spirit is a spirit of hope and peace and transformation. And that is what makes the Christmas season so special. It's the belief that anything could happen, that the miraculous is right around the corner. It's the belief that even the greatest bah-humbuggy, grinchy person in the whole world can be transformed by the Spirit of God. It is a belief in the incredible power of love, belief in the power of peace, and that spirit that lives among us, the miraculous spirit of transformation. As Quakers, we believe in this spirit, and we celebrate this spirit, not just during Christmas, not just during the Advent season, but every day of the year, throughout the year. We are a people of hope, a people who believe that every day something impossible can happen. We believe that love will win over hate. We believe that peace will vanquish violence. We believe in the impossible. And it is this powerful, quaking hope that makes us such a peculiar people. It's this joyful, impossible, astonishing hope that the angels proclaim so fiercely. We can just imagine them. Join me in imagining them. Bursting impossibly forth in this huge cloud of glitter, with tinsel and trumpets, with stars and tambourines. They burst forth and they proclaim this impossible joy, this hope for the whole world. Yes, they shout together. Yes, peace will come. Yes, love will win. Yes, 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 goodwill will live among all people. Everyone shall be united by love. In this wild Christmas tale, the angels are God's mouthpiece, and they are promising the world that a better day is coming. Better day is coming. In fact, the angels are proclaiming the same thing that Quakers proclaim every day of the year. That same message of hope that Quakers carry with us. And wouldn't our plain-speaking, gray-garbed Quaker ancestors just hate the thought of being compared to angels? Or maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they would love it. But I think perhaps they would be challenged by that. There are probably some of them out there in the cemetery right now, somberly spinning in their graves at the comparison. I think in this way, the angels teach us about how to welcome the living Spirit among us. We welcome God through joyful proclamations of hope, by proclaiming goodwill among all people. We welcome God by being messengers of peace. We welcome God through the proclamation of love. We welcome God through our actions that show that transformation is possible, that redemption is possible, even for our troubled world. As Anne Weems reminds us, like angels, we can comfort, and we can warn, and we can deliver, and we can guard. And maybe if we get all that right, we can swing on rainbows too. I think finally the angels have one last piece of wisdom to teach us. The angels said to them, "Do not be afraid." Friends, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid, even though our world is a scary place. Do not be afraid, even though gun violence and racial injustice and terrorism, they seem to press all around us. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid, even though fear may seem to be the most prudent choice. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid, for love will win. Do not be afraid, for peace is possible. Do not be afraid, for the miraculous happens every day. Do not be afraid. Proclaim this, friends, to the world. Proclaim it with glitter and tinsel, with twinkle lights, with drums and tambourines. Proclaim it like an angel. Or proclaim it like Quakers have always proclaimed it. Proclaim it in the quaking hush, in the moments of stillness. Proclaim the joy and hope peace that we